On the night they tried to stage a car accident to kill me, I was nowhere near the crash site, because I knew. My wife thought I was blind, laughing over her phone with her lover about how soon he'll be gone. Months later, she's flooding my phone with begging messages, desperate to save herself from the revenge she ignited. My name is Daniel Reese. I'm 42 years old, and for most of my adult life, I thought loyalty meant staying even when it hurt. That if you just gave enough, sacrificed enough, loved enough, eventually the people around you would realize you were worth keeping. I'm a carpenter. Quiet guy. I don't talk much unless I have something to say. I grew up in a house where my father drank himself numb and my mother scrubbed silence into the walls. I learned early that being useful was safer than being seen. I built things, fixed things, kept my head down and my heart buried. Thought I broke that cycle when I met Sarah. We met when I was 25 and she was finishing her undergrad. She had this fire to her, bright, talkative, sharp. She talked circles around me, and I liked that. Made me feel like I could be quiet and still matter. We got married 2 years later. I worked long hours in construction while she went through law school. Every bill I paid. Every night she came home crying from stress, I held her. Every dream she had, I stood behind it. We had a daughter, Ellie. She's 14 now. My reason for breathing, even when everything else stopped making sense. If you'd asked me a year ago, I'd have told you I had a good life. Simple, sure. But solid. Real. I didn't know I was living with someone rehearsing my eulogy behind my back. It started small. Little changes. Sarah stopped laughing at my bad jokes. Her phone was glued to her hand even during dinner. She started taking client calls in the garage. I caught her crying once on the patio and asked if she was okay. She said she was just overwhelmed. I made her tea, rubbed her shoulders, told her I'd pick up more chores so she could rest. She said, "You're too good to me." I didn't hear the regret in it back then. Then came the money. Quiet withdrawals from our joint account. Hundreds here and there. I asked once, just once, if she was seeing someone. She scoffed. "God, Danny, you sound crazy." And I believed her. Until I didn't. What cracked it all open was Ellie's phone. She left it in the kitchen charging one night. I passed by to grab a glass of water. The screen lit up with a message from Sarah, clearly meant for someone else. "Soon he'll be gone. We'll finally be free. I hate how he trusts me. Makes it worse somehow." I stood there, reading it, rereading it, like the words were written in another language. Like they couldn't possibly be real. That night, I didn't confront her. I didn't say a word. I lay beside her in bed, listening to her soft, even breathing. My heart was a bomb ticking under my ribs. By morning, I had a plan. I told Sarah I landed a big restoration job upstate. That I'd be gone for a week. Packed a duffel bag and kissed her on the cheek. "Don't forget to eat," I said. She smiled, too fast. "Be safe." I didn't go upstate. I drove 30 minutes to a gas station off I-83, parked behind a dumpster, and sat there shaking. Then I started digging. Over the next 4 months, I unraveled the life I thought I had. I bought a burner phone, synced the house Wi-Fi to monitor devices, installed a mic in her car, a camera in the garage. I found deleted texts, old emails, backup iCloud logs she thought she wiped. Her affair wasn't just real, it was deep, emotional, strategic. She was in love with someone else. A guy named Mark. 36. Ex-client. Married. The kind of guy who says, "If I were your husband, I'd treat you like a queen," in Instagram DMs. They weren't just cheating. They were planning to get rid of me. Not violently. That would have been too messy. Too obvious. No, Sarah's plan was cleaner. Legal. Insurance-friendly. She increased my life insurance to $75,000 through her firm's policy. Researched accidental death clauses. Googled. Cut brake line symptoms. How long does brake fluid last? Car crashes on mountain roads. Then came the day she borrowed my truck for a quick oil change. I checked it later. Clean slice on the brake line. Fluid tank nearly empty. Like a ghost had severed it with surgical hands. The night of the accident, I let her believe it was happening. I packed the duffel. Made sure the ring cam saw me leave. Drove off in my truck. But halfway down the road, I switched cars, into my backup sedan, parked with the plates swapped. I drove to a motel 2 towns over. Paid cash. Sat there with the lights off. At 11:47 p.m., the call started. "Where are you?" "Danny." "Please tell me you're okay. There's been a crash on 67. I thought it might have been you." I listened. Silent. The next day, I came home like nothing happened. She flew into my arms, sobbing. "You weren't supposed to go that way," she whispered. I said, "What way?" She blinked, then forced a smile. "Nothing. Just, thank God you're okay." She had no idea I'd already contacted a lawyer, or that I'd moved most of my savings into a trust for Ellie, that I'd filed emergency custody and hired a forensic accountant. She didn't know I pulled my name off the deed 3 weeks ago, or that I'd rewritten my will to exclude her entirely, or that I had copies, physical and digital, of every piece of evidence, stored in 3 separate states, with timestamps, metadata, IP logs. I wasn't looking to destroy her. I just wanted to vanish. The day I left for good, I said nothing. She came home to an empty house. No note. No goodbye. Just a hollow space where her husband used to be. I left my wedding ring on the counter next to the family portrait we took 2 years ago in Maine. I haven't looked back. It's been 6 months. Ellie's with me now. New school. New city. She's safe. She doesn't know everything, and she doesn't need to. All she knows is her dad chose her. Sarah's career is tanking. Her firm's ethics board opened a review. Mark ghosted her. She sent over 100 messages since March. Here's one from last week. "I'm begging you. Please don't ruin my life. I wasn't thinking straight. I never meant to hurt you like that. Please, Danny. Please just answer. Just once. I won't. Not out of spite. I don't need revenge. I have something better. I have silence. I have peace. I have my daughter." Some people think walking away is weakness. But sometimes, walking away is the bravest damn thing you'll ever do. We just hit 1K subscribers, and this is just the beginning. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join the journey. Let's build something real, together.